actually, because you're right. We have key players come back. AJ Chris. What is going on, everybody? Welcome to the episode 29 of the Sportz Nutz. I am your host, Brandon. Yes, this man right here. Look at this. I'm starting 1 for 1 today, Matt. And you not. This is my good friend, Matt. Matt, how are you doing, man?
Oh, man, I'm doing good, man. Can't complain. You know, TGIF. And
yes, indeed. TGIF. We are beyond excited. It's Friday. We made it. Congratulations on making it to Friday, Matt. I know it's going to be a good weekend. Unfortunately for me, I had a little bit of a bout of being under the weather. Yeah, I started strep throat. Thank goodness for antibiotics. Ooh. So I wasn't able to go to Uncle Howard's funeral, unfortunately. But from what I was told, it was a very good service. Hey, before we get going, because we do have a very good episode for you guys tonight, we have my former high school, Roswell High School boys varsity basketball head football coach, Ty Phillips. He is already in studio. He's waiting to come. He's going to talk about some Roswell High School basketball, some Roswell High School football, and anything else related to Georgia high school sports. Y'all, we have made it. It is sports time. I'm so excited. Hey, let's give a quick shout out to our sponsors, Tequila's Grill and Easily, guys. Now, if you are looking for some authentic, affordable, delicious Mexican cuisine, then Tequila's Grill and Easily, South Carolina is where you want to be. From everyone's favorite of the homemade salsa bar to the weekly happy hour, which is buy one, get one 50% off from 4 p.m. to 7 p.m. and to the chimichangas. Tequila's has everything you want. Hey, do you have an event coming up, or even better, a birthday celebration? Go ahead, give them a call and get it set up. 864-307-8028. Or you know what? Stop on by 5155 Calhoun Memorial Highway, Easily, South Carolina, 29640. Again, that's Tequila's Grill and Easily. Hey, guys, let's not delay this any further. We're going to bring on, a very special guest, Coach Phillips from Roswell High School, Georgia. Coach Phillips, how are you doing, sir?
Happy Friday, fellas.
Hey, how's it going?
Yes, we have made it.
Yes, we have. Now, thank goodness.
Now, Coach Phillips, I don't know if you noticed the background is green for Roswell High School, and Roswell's little emblem is just on the very top screen. Yes, I got to represent Roswell High School loud and proud. Like I was telling you, Coach Phillips, I played at Roswell High School. Some of the most entertaining times of my life, and I got a good little story to tell you at the end. I've gotten to play with some very good people. I got to be coached by one of the best coaches that ever coached in the state of Georgia, Coach Puglisi, Ryan Puglisi. If you heard me say that, he'd be mad. He was a great coach. There he is. He was a great coach. I had fun with Coach Manus at the football program. His favorite thing to walk around was, what are you doing, heroes? I loved it. Coach Manus was the best. Hey, let me ask you this real quick before we get going. Are you excited that you guys are starting your football adventure tonight?
Oh, yeah. We're at Peachtree Ridge tonight, and if I wasn't here with you guys, I'd probably be over there. I'm also an assistant AD, and we're kicking off. Probably just did kick off right at 7:30, so as soon as I get done chatting with you guys, I'm going right over to the NFHS network and checking that game out. It's awesome how you can watch all the games on TV now, streaming it.
Yes,
I agree. I love it. Getting a chance to being where I'm at, I'm in Easley, South Carolina. I'm a 2.5 hour drive from Roswell, and I don't get the chance to see Roswell perform as much as I want to. My daughter and I last year went to the playoff game against Marist, and I particularly don't care for the wing T offense, or the wishbone offense, but man, Marist, they know how to do it and do it well. They put the hurting on Roswell that game, but you know what though? It's a new season, new everything, and I'm ready to see how they go.
Yeah, that was a tough one. Alan Chadwick is a legend, the coach at Marist, and he was running that back when I was in high school. So you know that they're always going to be prepared to bring that option offense to you.
Yeah, when I played, we had just started doing the spread formation, and I played tight end and I played defensive end, and I love both positions. I prefer tight end over defensive end just because of some people I had to play against. They put some serious hits and they did hurt, but I was known to taunt quite a few players in my day. Matt will be happy to tell you that I taunted in basketball too. I would talk on the line, but I was able to back up what I talked, and it's fun. It's all fun and games. And I'm glad we're going to talk about that part there because I have a story I want to tie into that. Now, I did look you guys up with your record dating back to 05-06. You've had quite the adventure, 2012, 2013, you guys, for the most part, had a really successful regular season. Yes, you went 17-12, but an 8-3 overall record in regional play. That's incredible as itself. What stood out to me, though, two seasons of mine, was 2016-17, where you went 21-6, and then 2018-19, y'all went 24-6, and get this, a 10-0 perfect record in regional play. What do you remember most about those seasons in particular, and how do you think you guys are going to be able to replicate those types of successful seasons again?
Well, I think for us, we're a community-based program, and I just remember the relationships and the time spent in the locker room. That 2019 team that was in the Elite Eight, we went to the Round Ball Classic in Charleston, which is was a national tournament. It's not around anymore, but the time you get to spend really off the court with the kids and being around them, and seeing the great chemistry that group had, it really motivates you to continue to coach. And you still talk to those guys. You see them come back around. We do a alumni scrimmage in December every year when some of the kids are back in town. It really is special. And, I've been at Roswell now. This is my 18th year. And we live in the community. My daughter just graduated from Roswell. My son's a sophomore. And they've grown up crawling around the turf at Ray Manis Stadium. They've grown up watching our games at J. Tom Zachary Court. And they dreamed of the day that they would be in the green and black. And it was really, really special to see my daughter. Our tradition is seniors wear camo on Fridays. And seeing all the kids, sorry about that. All the kids do that for so long, and then your own kid get to be a part of that tradition. I've been at 2 other schools, and while I had great experiences there, it was not Roswell. And it really is something that separates us, especially in a big metro area like Atlanta, that we go back to 1949. People like yourself, I've met so many alumni that just take an intense pride in repping the R, as we say, as you see here on my T-shirt.
Absolutely. Roswell is home for me. You said you live in the area. My mother, actually, when we lived in Crappable Lake, which is actually right down the road from Roswell High School. We lived there. We moved to an area who kind of bordered the Milton-Roswell district line. Every other year, it alternated between Roswell and Milton. Well, now, thanks to so much gerrymandering and redistricting, my mom's neighborhood is unfortunately Milton High School. So, that kind of burns a little, hole in my pocket because I've never particularly cared for Milton High School. But, hey, it's part of tradition to have that, that inter-county rival. And a lot of people don't realize this, that actually Fulton County used to be broken up into two counties. North Fulton actually used to be called Old Milton County, where then you had South Fulton County. Well, South Fulton started picking up a lot more of the money of Milton County. Milton County went bankrupt, and then became one, merged as the now Great Fulton County, the second largest county in the metro behind Gwinnett County. Then there's still talks that Milton County may come back. Who knows? Do I think it ever will? I really don't, just because of all the time that has passed and everything. But, it's still fun having rivals, and I love it. Now, Coach, you and I we have talked quite a bit through email. I loved communicating with you. Now, I didn't know that up until just before we came on, that you had been part of the upstate for a little while in the community. Like I said, I live in Easley, which, as you know, it literally is 10, 15 minutes right outside of Greenville. There are a lot of upcoming programs right now. Once proud programs who did take a nosedive, but they are on their way back. Just recently, actually, a school in Simpsonville, which is only about 25, 30 minutes away from right where I'm at, Hillcrest High School. They did a story with a local TV station here, CBS 7, looking for out-of-state competition that they want to start being with to better their program starting in 2026 season. Now, ironically, I had mentioned actually on their story, man, I would love to see Roswell play against Hillcrest because of how dominant Roswell has always been, how good Hillcrest was in the past, how they're coming now. It's exciting to see it. But now, please, because I told you the information for Hillcrest. AD, did you happen to reach out to them yet and maybe set something up with them?
Yeah, so we go in 2-year cycles typically with all of our sports and scheduling. So right now what I've done is I've passed along that great info you provided to our athletic director so that we can maybe have that, put out there and let our head football coach take a look at it. Obviously, he has the parameters to schedule opponents, but I think it'd be a great idea. It'd be exciting. We've played people outside of our area, and it does generate great excitement. You look at our football team schedule this year, like you said, we've got a great tradition, and certainly we have shown we're not scared to play anybody anywhere. And our first 4 games tonight were at Peachtree Ridge, who was 10-2 and 5-1 in their region last year. We also have upcoming games against Walton, who is the actual coach there, Daniel Bruner, a friend of mine, played at Roswell and used to teach at Roswell. So a lot of connections there. They've got a great program. We're also going to play Buford. We're going to play Westlake. And then when you get into region play, we played the defending state champions in our arch rival Milton. We get Gainesville, who we played in the state Final Four in football just a couple of years ago. So it is truly a SEC-like schedule that we are embracing. But so I'm excited that to have passed that along, and I'm sure they'll take a look at it. And I would love to see something come together with that, but that'll be something for them to take a look at for us.
Oh, absolutely. Like I said, we're hoping we want to see the dog fight. Matt, you got got a question you'd like to ask him. Please ask away.
Yeah, Coach. First of all, man, much respect to your coaching career and everything that you've been able to do. First question I had actually is, okay, it's a big game. We got a big game coming up. What do you do to get your players motivated and also to get them ready and mentally prepared for these big games?
Well, I reflect back to when I was an assistant coach at Harrison High School in Cobb County, and we went up and played at a tournament in Memphis, Tennessee, and we had a unique opportunity for a guy named Shane Battier, played at Duke, of course, played in the NBA, was with the Memphis franchise at that time, and we asked him, hey, how did you prepare for the Duke-Carolina rivalry? And what he told our kids, and it just has always stuck with me, is we didn't do anything different. We believe in there's a process, and we take every game seriously, especially in basketball where you're playing multiple games a week, and you want to be consistent in your preparation. And we also will preach to our kids that we don't try to get caught up in looking at the scoreboard, the winning and losing piece. We want to control what we can control, try to be as prepared as we can. And then we always say at the end of the night, we can look at the scoreboard and be satisfied with our effort. And we don't value ourselves just in wins and losses. Now, that doesn't mean we don't want to win. That doesn't mean that we know that people will look at us and want to see wins and losses, certainly. But we don't place our own personal value within our family circle of the basketball program in that. We just try to focus on getting better each game. And I just remember Shane Battier talking about that, and it really struck a nerve as a young assistant coach, how they would prepare for those big rivalry games playing in the ACC. And we've certainly tried to emulate that the best we can with our kids.
Okay. And also, a lot of people don't know about this. I remember reading about this a while ago, many years ago. A lot of people grow up in families that are, very, very athletic families, but a lot of people don't get to experience what you've experienced with your family. So how did it feel actually having to coach against your brother?
Well, so my brother was the longtime coach at Berkmar High School. He and I are very close. We're 4 years apart. We both had the opportunity to play in college. And before he got to Berkmar, he was an assistant at Kennesaw Mountain that opened up out of the school that I was an assistant at. So we've kind of always been close by. And I believe it was probably his third or fourth year, maybe his third year at Berkmar. We matched up in the first round of the state tournament, and we had to go out there. And the big paper here, the AJC, did an article about it. They interviewed our parents, and it was, we had a Sunday supper that we would always eat as a family together before my dad passed away a couple years ago. And we still ate. We exchanged film, didn't hide anything, but normally we would talk, especially when we were both in state tournament leading up to games, and we just agreed radio silence. We're not going to talk. We're going to be preparing our teams. And in that game, it was just, as you can imagine, a highly emotional game. Reflecting back, I want to say there were a cumulative 4 technicals called. And we ended up winning. We were up 13. They came all the way back at their place. We ended up winning by 3. And it's maybe the strangest I've ever felt after a game. You feel terrible for your sibling, but don't kid yourself. I was sure glad we won it. But you also, it's hard to celebrate too much. And then we've only played twice. 2 years later, we were a higher seed. He came to our place and returned the favor. So we've both been on that side of the coin and felt what it was like. We're really proud to be from an athletic family. My dad was a Georgia letterman, played for Dooley and Irk Russell on the defensive side of the ball. So we grew up in a sports crazy household. My wife went to Georgia. She's a huge Bulldog fan. Game days are a big deal in this house. And my daughter's now in Athens. We moved her in last Friday. So in our house, fall Fridays, fall Saturdays are a big deal. And then we move into our season. So we really are all about that.
Absolutely. Hey, it's funny you say that the sibling, it's like the sibling rivalry you have. Matt's kind of in a little bit of the boat with you on that right there. He's actually a Georgia Tech fan.
Oh,
and
no.
You being the UG, and you being the Georgia people, it's kind of funny, but we will forgive you guys. That's okay, Hey, Berkmar High School is actually a really fun school to play against. They were really tough when I played. They gave a good challenge. My most memorable season, gosh, it was probably 2000. We were this close away from not making it into the state tournament. We had to play at Woodstock High School. Woodstock had never beaten us ever, not in football, not in basketball. They couldn't do it. They thought they had finally done it. They're like, we got them. We finally got them on the ropes. I was on the bench at this time, but I remember one of our guys fouled their best free throw shooter on the team. He was like 87%. He's a 1-on-1. What does he do? He misses the free throw. He was our power forward, Conrad Hill, rebounds the ball, kicks it out to Brian Watts. Brian Watts pumps it and then just throws a Hail Mary 3-pointer, like Caitlin Cart style 3-pointer, and the ball banks in as the buzzer goes off. And the entire visitors side, because Woodstock was hosting the regional tournament, everybody, Roswell fans, Milton fans even, they jumped on the court screaming and cheering. We tackled Brian because Woodstock had in their mind frame, we finally did it. We were going to knock off the number 1 seed in basketball, only to them lose by 1 point. It was electric. The next game we go on and we completely. I think we played Centennial. We blew Centennial out like 101 to 60 or something like that. It was a real fluke score. We go to Berkmar. We host the first round. Berkmar comes and they win by 27 points against us. So that was a really good team that year. So it's pretty cool that you get the chance to coach against your
and that Berkmar team, if I'm not mistaken, would have been probably Tony Akins, who goes on to play at Tech. Really good left-handed guard. And to show you the connectivity at Roswell, Brian's older brother Dustin went to Presbyterian after I'd already got done playing. His mom Karen subbed at Roswell, so I got to know them. And I believe Rod Hufford was probably involved, Coach Hufford,
Coach Hufford
in the program. Yep. And Coach Hufford I was blessed to convince him to come out of coaching retirement a little bit earlier in my time at Roswell. And he was my JV coach. And one of the girls' coaches, Coach Bastardi. If you
I remember Coach Bastardi. Yes.
Well, Coach Bastardi still coaches my JV, even though he's been retired. Coach Bastardi's going in his 40th year of coaching basketball at Roswell, either boys or girls. Just a legend.
That is an absolute legend. Is a legend. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
So when we talk about Roswell, those are the things that it's just total connectivity. The street that I live on, Scott Pullman off the 97 team, who when he got done playing at Auburn was the 9th leading scorer in Auburn's history. Scotty grew up 3 doors down from me. I still talk to his mom. We have 2 other players further up the street that play at Oglethorpe now that played for me at Roswell. Another young man that's at Emmanuel Division II program that played for me. And then now my son's lucky enough to be playing for us. So we kind of joke it's the Strickland Road Mafia because we got all these kids that have come through in various stages of the program. But that's, again, kind of what makes Roswell that family community and so close-knit, because you hear that story in multiple sports and our performing arts. I mean, it really is a family affair still, which makes us kind of unique, I think.
Absolutely. I learned my my power forward center ways of shooting through Art Nielsen. Do you remember him?
I've heard the name, yes.
So he was a phenomenal center. I think he's 7'2", was the tallest at the time to play in Georgia high school basketball. Was a dominant center. I think he averaged 30 points a game. He was fantastic. Goes to play at Auburn, blows his ACL and PCL. His career ended right there. But I will forever remember going to a camp my 8th grade year, and he taught me how to do the best hook shot. And Matt will tell you, because that's actually how Matt and I met, was playing basketball. Is he could never block my hook shot. Eventually he got it. And Matt owns me on a lot of the scoring now, but oh my God, it's so much fun to reminisce on like teams of past and that kind of, and then you also look at the region situation that George used to have, like umpteen regions. Milton was a higher regional seat and you guys had dropped down. But now that region play has really changed in the state of Georgia, you're all kind of playing bigger schools than what you used to play. And I use the term bigger schools lightly because they aren't exactly bigger schools. It just has more enrollment, or they were in higher regions themselves. Now this season, you guys are really playing some tough talent. You've already mentioned them, but the school this year that football is facing, which by the way, tonight, again, people, if you don't know, their campaign of football immortality just started tonight. They're playing an old rival in Peachtree Ridge, which everybody, if you don't remember, I believe it was 2006. It was Roswell. It was Peachtree Ridge. It was the year that the state title was shared. One of the worst situations in Georgia. They actually changed a lot of the styles of playoff play after that game because they didn't want to have 2 schools sharing the state title. Coach, you guys do play Chattahoochee, which I love playing against Chattahoochee. They never could beat us. I don't know how it's been since then, but they never could beat us. It was a lot of fun to play. Getting to go. I had friends who went to Chattahoochee High School, and they were fun to talk trash about that week. Hey, we're playing you guys. We're going to do this and beat you guys. It was a lot of fun. Great school. Love it. Great program. But then I see you guys are facing Matt and I just talked about this actually last week. One of the most unusual schools in Buford High School, which everybody knows Buford generates like 28 to 36 D1ers each year. That is a crazy statistic. And a good friend of mine, Abe Gordon, 92.9 The Game, my friends also Nick Shalini at 680 The Fan, have been to the $55 million complex. Have you had the privilege to go to the complex, the sporting complex at Buford?
No, I've not. I've certainly heard a lot about the facilities, just top notch, even down to the multiple turf practice fields. Right now, we're getting a turf practice field put in, which we're excited about, and they've got multiple turf practice fields. It's pretty crazy when you look at facilities and what people are doing across the state. It really is. Many of them are above and beyond what maybe when we were growing up, some of the Division I schools in our state had. And it can become a competitive edge. Since your time at Roswell, we've got a field house that hosts our football team in the fall. Some of our spring sports have used the locker facilities, but it also gives us a better weight room facility. And so we also have, of course, the turf field now, which really helps. We have been really, really successful in boys lacrosse, won another state title last year. And of course, that's a sport that for us was not around yet. It's just booming and growing. And we've had just a tremendous run in boys lacrosse. Our girls lacrosse program's been strong. Girls soccer won the state title a couple of years ago. We're state runner-up last year. And so it's fantastic to have good facilities, but also have the turf to play on, particularly in the spring, because traditionally if you had grass fields, they just got beat up. So we're thankful that Fulton has been able to not only get us a turf field, but also now is getting us a turf practice field, because we feel like that'll help all of our teams. Hopefully it'll also help our band and their preparations with access. But you really need to do those things if you're going to try to compete at the top levels in Georgia now.
Absolutely. I coached at Avondale High School, which I don't know if you remember that school.
The Blue Devils, absolutely.
Yep. At one time, they were a big school in DeKalb County, and they really got smaller and smaller, and they kind of pulled a lot of the talent away. The last year we were in existence, we didn't have a very good season, but we really didn't have a lot of kids, a lot of talent, and that kind of stuff. To put it in perspective, the football team, we finished 2-8 that year. It was the best 2 wins you'd ever had the chance to do. We beat Kell High School. That was a lot of fun. Kell High School was an up-and-coming program. They had owned Avondale for many years, and Avondale ended an 18-game losing streak against Kell High School. So I just happened to be in the basketball gym watching the girls' basketball team play. And I don't know if you remember the girls' basketball team. They were terrible. They had lost like 45 straight. I think they still hold the record for the most losses consecutively in Georgia high school history. The game that I watched, they lost 78-4. It was bad. I went over to the coach, which happened to be the athletic director at the time, and I said, "Look, I'll do it for free. I'll coach you guys, and I'll at least get you something, because I don't want to see these kids go out and not have a chance to taste what winning is like." So, I did all the background checks, the fingerprinting, everything. And I came into the mind frame of practice, hey, I'm gonna be hard, but I'm gonna be a great coach, because I had great teachings coming up. And we ended up finishing that season. I believe we won 9 games, which is the most wins, like I said, they'd had in a long time. And they made it to the second round of the region tournament, lost to Buford. And then, of course, they closed the school down. I think the school building was torn down recently, if I'm not mistaken, and they put housing there. But it was that's what really got me that taste of, being a basketball coach. Now, I will tell you, football, yes, it's my love. But like I said, the way Matt and I met is through our first love, basketball. I played basketball for almost my entire life. I tore my ACL and MCL. I couldn't finish my time there playing, unfortunately. But coaching wise, I enveloped a record of 68-4 coaching basketball. I attribute that to my coaching with Coach Puglisi. Great coach, one of the best that I've ever had the privilege of being a part of. And, you yourself, you guys have had not some so lucky seasons lately going on. Last year, you and I messaged you because I was like, hey, I got some plays for you, but I'm glad you and I talked because getting the chance to rekindle my love for Roswell High School. Last year, I think you guys went 6-20. What are your you guys have built up new talent. You have rebuffed everything. What are your expectations going into the season? Obviously, I know you want to win more than 6 games. Would maybe a 500 record in region play, or even like an 8-win season in region play, would that make you guys say, "Hey, this was a far more successful season than last"?
Well, certainly the last couple of years were tough. Like I said, we're a community-based program, and we really believe in taking the kids in our community and trying to help them to develop and become the best we can be. Prior to the last 2 seasons, we have been in 6 consecutive state tournaments, which is a school record. Since 2011, we have been in 8 state tournaments in an 11-year period, and 8 of the 18 total in the history of the school since 1949. 23 kids going on to play at the next level. Just just had a lot of success, and we struggled the last 2 years, no doubt about it. We had a pretty good summer. Kids have really worked hard. We've had good buy-in. We've got several young guys coming up to mix in with some of our seniors. And again, it doesn't matter if it's the team that went to the Elite Eight. It doesn't matter if it's a team where we struggled last year. We truly try not to talk about wins and losses. We really try to look at each game. We preach constantly. We're looking for a 1-game winning streak, and we try to focus on the next game at hand. Sometimes that's easier said than done. We're all human, especially when you're working with young people. But that's just always been our approach. We've had a lot of success doing it that way. And so going in this year, we won't put a number on anything like that. We'll simply talk about competing, next game up. We have one of the best regions in the state. Milton is absolutely loaded. Gainesville is loaded. Seconders got a really good looking group. They were ranked top 5 in their classification. Seconders, the new school in Gwinnett, I think in their 3rd year maybe. We've got Lanier, who traditionally has had some good teams. And then you also have us, Johns Creek, and Chattahoochee. And, Chattahoochee, not too long ago, one of my former assistants did a fantastic job, won the state title. He's now the AD there. So when you look, we got a work cut out for us. Nothing's going to be easy. There's no games you look at where you say, okay, that one and that one might be a little bit easier in our region. It's going to be a dogfight all year. But kind of like with our football program, when I talked about, we embrace that. And I think the best way we embrace that is literally 1 game at a time. And that's just the way we've always done it. And that's the way we're going to continue to do it so that we don't get ahead of ourselves.
All right, Coach. Now, I know you have to treat all your players like your kids and say you love them all the same. We understand that. But give us a player or a couple of players that you have that, we should be looking out for. Not to say all your players aren't worth looking out for. I'm pretty sure that all your players work hard and they practice hard, and I'm sure, they play great as a team as well. But what are a couple of players who you feel have, had really good improvement and you can't wait for them to show what they've done during this offseason?
Well, we had 3 seniors that started every game for us this summer. Ryan Koch and Alex Harding and Parker Hake. They're all kids that came up through the Junior Hornet program, so they've been playing at Roswell all the way through. And, I think we always look to them at this point for leadership. They work hard. They're completely loyal and dedicated to our program. We've got 3 other seniors that have contributed and gotten minutes for us through the summer, and Will Faust, Ethan Elliott, Sam Ziesenitz. And so those 6 seniors, and of course you get the tryouts and you're going to do an evaluation, see who else is out there. But those 6 guys have been at everything all summer. They've really, really worked hard. And it's just been a pleasure to be around them. They're great, great young men. They're all going to make successful careers. They're all going to be great dads eventually. And so big picture, it's just a pleasure to be around them. We're also excited. One of our juniors that started at the end of the year last year and started all through the summer also is one of our starting wide receivers in football. Wills Campbell has just got an incredible motor. Squeezes every ounce of what he has out of about a 6'1" or so frame. And then we got some sophomores. We had 3 sophomores, Trey Phillips, who happens to be my kid, Will Vogler, Webb Bippus. They all had really good summers as sophomores that get us excited for the future. This summer, our JV went 8-1. We had some young kids that looked good there. We've got an incoming freshman class that was in the Final Four of the big CCJBC Middle School League. So, we've been down the last couple of years, and we've taken our lumps, but we're excited about the opportunity to try to work to get back to giving some lumps, which we were doing for about a decade. And that's kind of where we're at right now.
And I love the next man. I love it, Coach. It's what you're saying. It's like that's why we love sports. Sports unifies everybody, no matter what people believe, left, right, up, down, whatever direction. Sports is what makes the world better. That's why we call ourselves the Sportz Nutz. We are diehard sports fanatics. Coach, I want to talk to you about something, and I know you probably have seen the videos. I know I can probably tell you're going to be really disappointed when you hear this. Couple of weeks ago, Newton County and Milton faced each other in a friendly match, preseason, if you want to call it. Now, unfortunately, things didn't go so friendly on either side. The video footage shows that maybe a Milton player shoved an assistant coach at first, or even stepped on him. I'm not claiming yes or no on that, but the end result, I feel, was wrong on both parties. The player should have kept his distance and respectfulness, yes. And the assistant should have never put his hands on a player, ever. Now, when I coached, I would make my players mention as part of my rules daily that they were never to put their hands on another player or coach for anything other than playing the game. And if they did, the penalty was you were off the team. It was a season-long ban in my eyes, and I would make sure the district would get involved. Now, you probably seen what's happened and heard the story. What are your thoughts on what happened, and what do you think we could do to help prevent such issues from ever happening again? Obviously, we never want to have this happen, but it has happened before, and I'm sure it possibly will happen again. But what do you think we need to do to help prevent something like that from happening ever again?
Well, believe it or not, I'm not familiar with that incident. We've been just, as you can imagine, these first 2 weeks of school get a little busy, a little crazy, and we've been just going nonstop, focusing on the hornet's nest, as we call it, and getting things going. We had a Meet the Hornets event on a Friday night, which is an awesome event for our band, cheerleaders, our football team. So I didn't get to see that. I will tell you, my former assistant, Corey Keys, is the AD at Milton. I have every confidence that he will do what needs to be done there to help everybody involved learn from any mistakes that may have been made. I think in general, the longer you coach, the more you realize that you're working with young people who are not fully developed yet. And part of your job is to try to help them grow in their emotional intelligence. And I think coming out of COVID, it taught all of us a little bit about that. And when things like that happen, certainly you will have scenarios that are lines that can't be crossed. And Fulton, at least, our county will step in so that we have consistency among programs and schools, and they will handle and address a lot of those issues, pardon me, in a fair, equitable manner. But I think you just try to build relationships with the kids and get to know them and provide a clear expectation. And even when you do that, sometimes things do happen because of the competitive nature of things. So unfortunately, I'm not familiar with the specifics of that situation, but I do know some of the people, at least at Milton, and I'm sure they're going to do everything they can to try to help their kids grow from that in a positive way.
Now, from what I understand with regards to what 11 Alive was saying is the GBI got involved. Okay. The assistant coach at Newton High School or Milton, it was either Newton or Milton, one of the two. The coach was there. He got thrown off the program, and he was arrested. But obviously, when you have the GBI get involved, that's a pretty serious matter. And like I have, Matt will tell you we promote sportsmanship. That's what we do, and you never, no matter what a player may do to you as far as like a rival or whatever, it's just a sport. You don't need to be physical with each other unless you're playing the game of football and basketball. You have your physicality as well, but you never ever put your hands on anybody, especially an adult putting their hands on a young child like that. You're right. They're high school. They're still growing. Their minds are still developing. And when I saw that video, there were a lot of people who were jumping the throat of, oh, it's the Milton's player's fault. No, it's kind of both. Yes, the Milton player got emotionally wrapped in what he was doing. He may have been celebrating. We don't really know because it was more like a yeah, like I did it kind of thing because they stopped on a play. And then when you look at the video, the assistant coach punches the kid in the back of the head. I'm like, that kind of behavior is never tolerated. And it really is sad that, you do have some people who do that,
Yeah, it sounds like from what you're saying, again, I'm not real familiar with it. It sounds like that maybe Newton took the action they felt like they needed to. One of the things I think that's really changed in the last few years is the advent of social media. The kids know each other in ways they did not, that we didn't know each other, and the people we competed against from other high schools. They really know each other. Unfortunately, I think there can be a lot of negative conversations that can go back and forth, leading into games. I think that can lead to emotions running a little bit high. And, we certainly want to try to give our kids guidance and how to do that. But, our reach and our scope, we also have to be careful because we are not the parent. And we're not in charge of every aspect of raising that young man or that young lady. And so I think we try to address it and do what we can. And, I think you have to be careful nowadays with how far your influence extends because,
That's right.
your job is not to go into the domestic side of things at times. That's up to the parents.
And, I'm sure you're going to agree with me on this one. Guys, if you're playing sports, be the best that you can be at your sport, but be the best sportsman-like player, be the best team player, be friendly. It's at the end of the day, when that clock hits double zeros, it's over. The game's over. You're gonna go to your next day. They could be your next door neighbors. Share love with each other. Be friendly to each other. Be kind. I understand it's okay to be sportsmanlike. It's okay to be competitive, but when the clock hits zero, turn it off. Be friends with each other. Be respectful. Be polite. Be caring. All those above. And I hope and pray that things turn out good for both parties involved. But let's switch it up, Coach. You hear that old? It's knocking. The 2024-25 basketball season is knocking on the door. And it's funny, I just said that my dog Stella thought there was someone knocking on the door. Now, this is a crazy thought to think about, coaches. You literally are about to have two of the most dynamic sports almost going at the same time. You got basketball and football. It's a great time of year, great talent and that kind of stuff. Can you give us some insight as to what we are going to expect as far as competitiveness and have you guys even released the schedule yet for basketball?
Yeah, we're getting ready to. We had a couple other things we need to confirm. For basketball, obviously football is going tonight. They're starting. And for our kids that are not participating in a fall sport, we start our conditioning program Monday. We're lucky that most of our kids are with a guy named Ron Jankovic, who's a highly respected strength and conditioning coach. And they have his class as one of their classes during the school day. So they get a variety of lifts, stretches, injury prevention. All that gets handled during the school day. We'll do some additional running to try to make sure we get in shape. We actually one day a week we'll do something we call game day where we're trying to build chemistry and build camaraderie. And we'll do that leading up, pardon me, to our tryouts on October 21st, which is the state go date for basketball. Something else that's interesting, traditionally you have softball, we have volleyball. Our volleyball program right now is actually in Texas participating in an event, something really exciting for those kids. And the other thing that's really come in is they don't start the same time as football. They wait a little bit later, but girls flag football is just exploding. It's unbelievable. And to see the talent and the level of athlete that's participating, that's a new sport that's kind of come onto the scene that's just growing leaps and bounds. To me, it's what makes the fall so fun. You got the anticipation, working to get ready for some of your winter sports, but just the excitement of having all those fall sports going. And when you're at a place like Roswell that's had the athletic tradition we have and had such a strong football program, it just gives a little extra positive vibe in the hallways. It really does.
When was the conversation mentioned that Roswell's gym was going to get a manicure pedicure? Because I've seen the pictures. It's incredible. I remember the house shook when basketball played, and I know it's going to come to that day again when you guys are going to go, holy moly, the place shakes, it vibrates uncontrollably. Who was the first to mention, let's get the mani-pedi going on at Roswell's basketball facility? Because, Coach, like I said, you guys did not one, but 2-star switches. You went from ant to holy moly. It's gorgeous, Coach. I mean, and folks, if I'm telling you now, take a look. It's on Roswell High School's Twitter, Roswell Athletics Twitter page. It's on Roswell High School's page. Please explain to everybody when this took place.
Well, so the background is, the court is named for J. Tom Zachary, the former principal, who sadly, unexpectedly passed away from a heart attack. He was at a conference, I believe, in 1999, after we had won state in 97, was at a principal's conference and passed away out in San Diego. So the decision was made to name the court in his honor. And so they redid the court then, and it carried through all the way through my time coming on board. And then we got a chance with part of our rebranding with our standard Hornet we use now. We created a watermark Hornet with, for the first time, honeycomb elements on the floor. And we really weren't due to have that done again. Usually do that every 12 to 15 years. And unfortunately, I rolled up to school last spring and I see our AD running around. And I'm thinking, okay, this isn't good. It's only 7:30. So I run to see what we need to do and what's going on. And we had a water pipe break and it flooded a corner of the floor. And of course, when that happened, it started buckling. And no different than it would in your home wood floor. And we got the county to come out and they surveyed it. And with what was going to happen, you basically were going to have to repaint the whole thing. And so our athletic director, Ben Suter, got with me and our girls basketball coach, DJ Moore, and we threw ideas back and forth, texted, collaborated. We looked at Collins Hill's floor. I was at an AAU event at one of the Gwinnett schools, Mountain View, saw what they had done, and their floor had replicated Oakland University. And so we just collaborated on a bunch of ideas and wanted to give it a little bit, a little bit more color. And so we decided to go away from the Hornet, and we wanted to put our R prominently on the floor with the slate background, a little bit of the updated honeycomb look, similar to what the Charlotte Hornets have. And we do think it turned out well. We're really proud of it. Has some of the elements of one side says, "Welcome to the nest." We refer to as the Hornets nest. We have "We Are Roswell," one of our rallying cries that you'll see elsewhere on our campus, on another side. And just really pleased. They did that this summer, made it tough. We had us and the girls program and volleyball. We all had to juggle and make it work, use our aux gym a good bit. But I think it was worth the wait. And our kids are just so excited, and our coaching staff, we're all so excited to get to play on it this year. It's going to be pretty cool.
I remember Mr. Zachary, actually. He was a very, very well-loved principal. And as you know, the principal who came in after Mr. Newhall, he didn't have the best welcoming committee at the school, but Mr. Zachary will go down as one of the most beloved principals of his time. I got to tell you this. I've had the privilege of being a part of some great teams with Roswell High School. There is a particular player, you may know him, Jermaine Phillips. Had an illustrious career, helped Coach Pug win the state in 97, played football as well. Didn't really pursue his basketball career, although either one was going to be fine. Pursued it in football. He gets drafted, I believe, in the 6th round with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. The starting safety goes out, torn ACL, and what Jermaine this is like every athlete's dream. You get thrown into the starting position, and you go to the Super Bowl your first year, and not only do you get to go to it, you win the Covenant Lombardi Trophy. Jermaine Phillips is a legend in himself. I learned a lot from him, had a lot of fun with that, and like I told you also, Art Nielsen helped me perfect my hook shot. But, there's another player that also was a part of Roswell High School history who has ties with the NFL. When the New Orleans Saints, which is Matt's favorite team, not really, but the New Orleans Saints, Chris Reese, he recovered the onside kick for the New Orleans Saints in the Super Bowl and won. I played with him actually in middle school and high school. Great athlete, great player, great person. I haven't talked to him in a long time. I'm looking forward to hopefully reconnecting with him one day. Now, I'm going to bring up this one particular player and event. You may know who I'm talking about. We were playing in a tournament in basketball. We were down really bad, and I mean really bad. It was like 42-22 at half to Southwest Atlanta Christian. And there was this obnoxiously tall guy, 6'9", like 250, body zero fat of like 0% body fat. And he was an incredible player. He was a beast. Well, while we were losing, they put the bench in, and someone on the court happened to say, "Who wants to guard him?" And I said, "Heck, I'll do it. I don't care. Just whatever. I don't mind." Now, if you haven't figured out who that player was, it was Dwight Howard. He was a freshman at that time. Still an incredible player. I got 3 shots off on him. The first one went right into the stands. The second one hit the rim and bounced off. He grabbed the rebound. But the third one, this is my favorite one ever. I grabbed a rebound over him. So my lone stake to fame is that I got a rebound over Dwight Howard. It's so much fun to see the level of talent that Georgia is able to produce. More importantly, what Roswell High School is able to produce on a year in and year out basis. Keep up the good work. I wish we still lived in Roswell. My mom actually lives right behind Henry Park. But I will tell you this, Coach, I bleed black, green, white, gray all day. Hornets are forever going to be mine to say I'm a part of it. I'm a Roswell Hornet for life. I love it. I look forward to seeing many more adventures that Roswell is going to come out with. My wife is a diehard softball fan. She played her whole life. Maybe, hopefully we'll have a chance to come down and check. I've seen them being mentioned on Twitter and on the paper. They're doing some good things in the softball program. I'm telling you, Coach, you guys are building solid athletes there, solid young men and young women. Keep it going. We love what you guys are doing. Hopefully, Matt and we have been having this conversation. We're going to try to come to a couple of you guys' football games, and we're definitely going to come there, and we're going to be the loudest fans possible for you guys in basketball. We are looking forward to it. Hey, Coach, please tell everybody we are proud of them, and go Hornets. And like you say, we are Roswell. Keep it up, Coach. We are proud of you.
Well, thanks for having me, guys. I mean, it's always fun to talk Roswell, and we have a lot of pride, and really excited to see what our student athletes do this year. I got to get in there and see how the football team's doing, since they've kicked off and they're rolling now. And really curious to hear how our volleyball team, like I said, played out in Texas. And you mentioned softball. Coach Bryant does a great job with that. They're off to a strong start this year, so it's just a great place to be. It really is, if you love sports.
That's right. Hey, guys. Coach, would you please tell everybody how they can actually follow you? I don't know if you have any social media, but please tell them how they can follow you, where they can watch you guys play, anything, because we want the stands to be loud and proud for our Hornets.
Yeah, our Twitter feed is at Roswell Hoops. We're also same place on Instagram, and our game stream on the NFHS network. So we're part of that overall universe that has so many games, really coast to coast. We stream baseball, we stream football, any of our events in the stadium, so all of our spring sports that play in the stadium get streamed. We also stream our games. We have a camera in our main gym, so it's really a great way to keep up with our whole athletic program.
Absolutely. Hey guys, check him out. Coach Ty Phillips of Roswell High School boys varsity. Hey coach, I loved it. I hope to have you on again soon. I have had so much fun. And like I said, getting to talk about, my passion of Roswell High School, it always makes me feel bubbly and giddy inside. And please tip our cat. Let everybody know we are tipping our metaphorical caps to the entire athletic program as a whole. You guys are doing outstanding work in the minds of young men and women. You're doing great things for the community, and keep it up. Please keep us up to date with how you guys are going. We're looking forward to getting that schedule out so I can circle the dates where I'm definitely coming to see you guys play.
We certainly will, and I'm going to make sure and email that to you.
Sounds good. Hey, guys, please check him out. Coach Phillips, have yourself a wonderful weekend. Hey, enjoy time with the family. Tell your wife I said thank you for letting me borrow you for about 56 minutes. It means the world, and your family is lovely, and I look forward to talking with you again soon, Coach.
Thanks, guys. Great to meet you. Thanks for having me.
Take care. Hey, guys, it was so cool to get to talk to Ty Phillips of Roswell High School. Look, Matt, I know you didn't have a lot of questions because, I got giddy.
I know, Brandon.
About
I know,
my
Brandon.
favorite.
I know.
It's my favorite.
It was your moment. I know. I sat back and I listened. It was your moment. Man.
I mean, just think about he is so he's so entwined with the basketball. I mean, he probably could sit down and coach a basketball game with a pen and a marker. He's got an incredible man. And then when he told me he had been part with Presbyterian for a while, that was so cool because Presbyterian, man, I'm telling you now, you got to check out. It's a beautiful campus. It's in Lawrence. Oh my gosh, it's so pretty. And who cares what ESPN said about last year about the women's program being the smallest one in the NCAA tournament? It's not about the size of the dog and the fight. It's about the fight, the size of the fight and the dog. And those girls did excellent things for Presbyterian. Great all around future for them. I tip my caps to them, but hey, we got to talk about basketball and football for Roswell, which I might cheat a little bit and look at the score. I know that I'm eager to see how good they're doing. Let's see, maybe I can look. I don't know. All right, so I'm telling you now, Roswell's up 21-6 so far.
Oh, gosh.
Keep it going, Hornets. I'm proud of them. Keep it going.
Friday night lights.
Oh my God, we're here. We're back. It's Friday night. We did it. Oh, man. Guys, Matt is going to tell you this right now. All the world seems better when fall sports begins.
Yes.
You have the first one that makes us giddy, football. Football is back. It feels normal to have football back. Friday night lights, there really is something different about it. I mean, it's hard to explain, but there's something about Friday night lights. Guys, if you get a chance, check out Roswell High School's football facility. They actually have a former alumni who plays in the NFL right now, Malik Willis of the Tennessee Titans. From what I have heard through a good friend of mine, which Matt knows who they are too, Abe Gordon. Malik Willis is, I believe, donating $1 million a year to the Roswell High School Athletic Association. If I'm not mistaken. I think it might be less. I don't know, but I heard $1 million. But regardless, it's so cool to be cheering on the greatness that Roswell has had in the past, what they've had going on now, and the greatness they're going to have in the future. I'm excited for it. But anyway, hey, guys, Matt's got some really cool information he'd love to share with you about our sorry, Stella. Our fantasy football. Yes, I did that with my chair, and it startled poor Stella because it's thundering here. We have some nasty weather coming. But, hey, Matt, please share with everybody about the fantasy football sign-up program going on with the Sportz Nutz.
Yes, indeed. As of right now, guys, maybe about an hour ago, I tweeted Yes, I tweeted.
Oh my goodness, he's tweeted, ladies and gentlemen of the jury. Ladies and gentlemen, he is official.
Absolutely. And my first tweet was actually an invite into the Sportz Nutz Fantasy Football League. And it is first come, first serve. So it's going to be, what do we agree on, Brandon? $5 or $10 to join?
I'll say $5.
$5?
Yeah, $5.
All right, first league that we're going to do this year. I mean, it'll be $5 sign up fee. We're going to handle all finances will be handled through League Safe, and we're just gonna have a blast. We're gonna have a blast here. Once we get the league full, we'll decide a draft date that kind of works out for everybody. But as of right now, the invite link is right actually here, right here. See, red. There we go. There we go. Right there. Boom. Yeah. Just go to at Matty D Thomas, and that's on Twitter or Twix or X or whatever you want to call it. Go there and you will see the invite link. Again, first come, first serve. If you join up, it's going to take me $5. I mean, come on, you got $5, guys. Just go ahead and join up. Let's get this league full. Let's get drafted and let's get it rocking.
Hey, and for those who didn't see today on our Facebook page, check it out. I actually tagged Matt with a discount double check belt. Yes, Matt is going to get the fantasy football championship belt for you to have. You get a replica. You don't get the actual one. You get a replica that says, I am the king of the Sportz Nutz. Hey, you may get an opportunity to come on and have your own segment of the Sportz Nutz. I don't know yet. I'm still trying to think about what I want to have as far as our program. I don't know yet. I'm Matt's thinking about it too. We're all sorry, I'm playing with the colors. Yes. We're all thinking about it right now as immortality, greatness in this grand sport that we call fantasy football. We're looking forward to having fun with you guys. Hey, as you guys heard, Matt and I are going to be going to a couple of Roswell High School football games. We're going to be going to several Roswell High School basketball games. We're looking for that. We might even do a little in live look at the program. You never know. We are excited for what is about to come for the Sportz Nutz. But you know how we get even better with it, the content wise? That's right. You click like on our Facebook page. You follow our Twitter pages. You click that little subscribe button. Matt, tell them how easy it is to click that subscribe button.
It's like click. I mean, it's very simple. That's all you have to do.
It's free. It doesn't cost you any time, any money. Click that subscribe. Our end goal for this year is to hit 125 subscribers on our YouTube channel. We can do it with you because why? We love you. We know you want more good content. We know you are eager to hear what we talk about next. Who do we have on next? We have so much more coming, and I can't wait to share it with you. Hey, next week we have a little bit of a conflict that might happen, but we are still going to go strong with the show. I have to unfortunately have my 6th knee surgery on my right knee on Thursday the 22nd. I'm not looking forward to it, but it's to prevent having to have knee replacement for another 10 years. Yes, I'm getting to that ripe old age of 50 at that time to have a knee replacement, Matt, and stop looking at me like I'm a grandpa because I'm not a grandpa. But hey, it's okay. You know why? Because we're still going to have the content for you. We're still going to be here. I'll probably be propped up in this chair with my knee wrapped up and crutches and a belt. And I'm not going to have a belt because I'm not doing that to Cassie because Cassie's the best in the world. And guys, we have a really good friend of ours coming on. She is boots on the ground with Clemson Athletics. I'm talking about the one and only Susan Lloyd of Susan Lloyd Photography. She is scheduled to come on and talk some Clemson sports with us. Hey, I have a very good friend of mine. He is the voice of Furman Athletics. He is also the voice of the Greenville Drive High A affiliate of the Boston Red Sox. My good friend Dan Scott might be stopping by soon to talk some Furman athletics with. Because remember, Furman, they were that close to hosting the FCS Final Four up the road here in Furman. They were that close. They had to go up to Montana, where it was a balmy 22 degrees, freezing cold. They came oh so close. We're proud of the Furman Paladins. We will keep cheering them on. We will support them 100%. And hopefully you guys get a chance to support Furman Athletics. Hey, Matt, guess what's coming up?
What would that be, Brandon?
Your Georgia Tech starts playing football in not too distant future. Please tell everybody, when is the first game at the Wreckham Cowboys of, Georgia Tech Yellow Jackets? No, turn that frown upside down.
Dude, look, man, we'll be playing. I believe it's Florida State. Am I correct? It's Florida State.
Ooh. Hey, any given day, anybody can beat anybody. And just because Florida State has DJ Uiagalelei, who is not a good quarterback, he should have stayed at Oregon State. Just because I think you guys have a chance.
I have faith in the Haynes boys. Man. I think we'll pull it through. I think we're gonna pull through. Man. I think we're gonna shock them. We're definitely gonna give them a game. So we'll see what happens. Again, I don't want to jinx anything. I just want us to go into it with an open mind. If we can beat, you know what happened against Miami last year.
That was the most boneheaded play out of any sport I have ever seen my entire life.
Hey, I call that defensive prowess. That was skill. It took skill. That took skill to do that. So.
Well, did you not hear? You heard the announcer say, all you gotta do is take it. What is he doing right now? What is he doing?
Hey, our defense.
He's gonna turn the ball over. He turns the ball over.
Our defense was so good. We just had to be good for one play. That's it, and that's what we did. So,
but it is Miami, and Miami does have the most boneheaded team.
I don't know though. Miami now with CJ2K Jr. out there, man. Ooh, it's a lot of speed.
Hey, it's gonna be fun, guys. Guess what? Unfortunately, the show has to come in. But you know what though? Hey, real quick, I don't give a darn what you all are gonna say. Week 0 is real. Is real football. It is football. It is here. It starts this weekend. Check everybody out. I believe you have a handful of games. My school is the last and most important game out of all week 0. Why? Because I want you guys to raise your hand and ask who has ever gone to a paradise like Hawaii and got your butt whooped. Because who cares too? Also, Delaware State. Thank you for coming into our house. 1-10 last year. 10 this year. 1-10 again. Who cares? Hawaii's playing, guys. Be ready for football. Week 0 is here. Hey, guys, we could talk more about sports. We love you guys to death. But I gotta get out of here. My beautiful wife is she's ready to retire for the night, and quite frankly, so we've had a very long day, a long dubious week. We're both under the weather. I'm still trying to reel over Uncle Howard passing. Hey, Christine, I know you're watching, and we love you. Please put the controller down. We love you, and guys, we will make the effort to. Hey, I might even get Matt and drag him up there and Christine to see you guys, and condole because he knows how much Uncle Howard meant to us. Yeah, how much you guys mean to us, guys. For those who don't know, my Uncle Howard, it was on vacation with Aunt Christine and my cousin Heather, her husband Andrew, and their kids. One last big summer hurrah. He unfortunately succumbed to a widowmaker heart attack. He went to visit Jesus and is living with the Lord now. And my grandpa, hey, Uncle Howard was a great person. Why? Because both him and Aunt Christine checked on me when I had my heart attack first. They continuously talk with me. It's great to be close to family. Love your family. Love every minute you get with them. Cherish them. Hug them, because you never know when it's time for them to go home. I will see Uncle Howard again, and I can't wait. But I'm going to tell you this, guys. We out. It's done. It's time. The show is over. With that being said, for our good friend, Coach Ty Phillips of Roswell High School, Matt, please tell everybody again, what is the address to sign up for the fantasy football, and where can they see you on social, sir?
Again, that'll be on Twix or Twitter or X. That'll be at Matty D Thomas. Again, if you want to join the fantasy football league, the invite link is there. I posted it about an hour and some change ago. Just click the link, join the league, pay the $5, and let's keep it moving.
That's right. Hey, we are going to have Matt, what he was tied at work, that he's going to actually send me the updated version of the video. It will block out the entire introduction video when it comes on. We've had a lot going on, but it's okay. We're here. We love you guys. Thank you so much. And with that being said, as my usual, peace up. A-Town down. Why do I say that? Because I'm an AT-alien by heart. For my man, look, I'm going to do it to you guys. I'm 2-0. I'm 2-0. And then Matt just went 0-2. Hey, for my friend Matt, for everybody, we love you. Show's over. Good night. Get some sleep. Hey, you know what, though? Enjoy your weekend. I'm going to Hendersonville, North Carolina with my family. Why? We're going to an apple orchard. Stay tuned.
I'm going to sleep.
Matt, what do you tell everybody again? And don't get what?
Don't get flagged.
Don't get flagged. Don't get flagged. Bye. See ya.
Actually, because you're right. We have key players come back. AJ Fish